Wait, wrong movie again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Douglas.
No.
How's everybody doing? Welcome back. Episode 3. Skip and Rico. Rick, how you doing?
Dude, I'm doing fabulous. How are you doing?
Pretty good, man. Episode 3.
Here we are.
Here we are. Still hadn't learned a thing, but welcome to our new filming location.
That's right.
We got a desk. That's pretty much it. That's all we got. We still got mediocre mics.
It's all right.
We got mediocre everything.
We're going to be moving up in the world, people. It's all right.
One day.
One step at a
Maybe
time.
we'll be sponsored by Columbia, Amazon.
Maybe Amazon. Oh, also, yes, we are brought to you by Yeti.
No, that's just what your cup is, you idiot. We're not sponsored by Yeti.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe one day, though. Yeti, reach out to us.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We'll make you a great deal. Rick, MLB. We talk about college football every week. We still got a few weeks to go. Mm-hmm. The Braves, the Bravos, dude, they're hot right now.
They're insanely
They
hot
come
right
back
now.
from the break and they are on fire. The bats are hot. Everybody's hitting. The pitching's hot. I mean, give everybody a little update.
So, Braves just reached their 70th win of the year today. And they're the fastest team to reach 70 wins this season, or the first team, actually not fastest, but first team to reach that milestone. But the Braves are really hot. Acuna's in the MVP race. He's leading it for the NL. Max Fried just returned today on the mound and absolutely shoved against the Cubs.
Shoved.
Oh, he shoved. I mean, he shoved. And Dansby Swanson went down swinging against him one time, and that made me so happy. But anyways.
I forgot Dansby wasn't even on the team anymore.
Yeah, Dansby's in
That's
Chicago.
fine. You know, I was never impressed with Dansby too much.
I was, a little bit. He was finally becoming the talent that they were hoping that he would be.
Why'd they let him go?
I think he wanted more money than what they were offering him. I think he knew his worth, and they didn't think he was worth that. And he said, "Okay, well, Chicago will pay me this money, so I'm going to go there." And he also has like a little backstory with him and his grandpa. Like his grandpa used to watch the Cubs as well, and so he told his grandpa, I'd love to play for the Cubs, And
if that's what excuse he wants to use.
Well, I will say this: his wife does play on the Chicago's women pro soccer team. So, happy wife, happy life, I guess.
Okay. Well, I guess now they're both in the same city.
Yeah.
So the 2020, or the World Series year, that was 2020, wasn't it?
2021.
2021. Those years were such a blur with the whole COVID thing.
Oh, my God.
But it's like the Braves, they got hot at the right time.
They did.
Entered the playoffs. So, with that being said, are they getting hot too early? Can they carry the momentum into the playoffs all the way through to the series?
I believe they can. They've picked up the people that they need. They picked up the arms that they need. They picked up the bats that they need. The right guys are hitting. The right guys are throwing. I mean, it's just they're an overall great team right now. They're the best. In my opinion, they're the best team in baseball, and I don't see why anybody else would have another opinion on that. And yes, I know that's coming from biased fans here.
Oh, yeah, because we've been Braves fans our whole lives. Who else are you going to pull for?
Exactly. But I'm just saying, I don't see another team in baseball right now that can beat them. That's just better than them.
Who do you think the AL team's going to be this year?
That's a tough decision. I mean, the AL East itself is really close. It's neck and neck all the way down from the top team to the bottom team. But in my opinion, it's either going to be the Astros or the Rays getting hot at the right. Once again, baseball is in my opinion, it's all about getting hot at the right time.
Well, you go through waves. You play so many games. It's like
162 games is tough.
It's almost like you can get burnt out, and it takes you some time, to get locked back in again.
And also, you got to handle the injuries throughout the year. Then
because you're playing every day. There's not like that many days where you go and practice and you spend the first hour of practice stretching and just warming up. You're wide open.
Oh yeah, and you're going
162
all over
games
the
a
country.
year. Yeah, there's not much rest. You're flying everywhere. It's tough.
Oh
it's
yeah,
tough.
it is tough, and I'm biased because I played the sport, but I feel like baseball is the hardest sport ever. Dude, you can't sit here and tell me that no, I'm not like judging you or anything, but I'm just saying you can't sit here and tell me that you could step into the box and hit that pitch at 99 miles an hour. That fastball right down the middle at 99 miles an hour.
No.
Exactly.
I know I can't.
Everybody thinks, I'm going to go and clarify this. Everybody thinks it's just a stick and a ball and you hit it. And then you got a glove and you catch it. No. There's a lot more to it. All you people out there, I'm going to go and settle this. You step into the box and you face Garrett Cole. Or you face Max Fried.
You just lean into it a little bit, take one for the team, get on the bag.
You think it's so easy, you grab the bat and you step in the box. You grab a glove and you go cover third. You go play third. No, you're not going to. You know why? Because you suck. Go home.
Somehow y'all have offended Rico in the first 5 minutes of the episode.
Yeah, you've already offended me.
Already.
I will say the only other sport that matches baseball on being hard, maybe not match, maybe it's just slightly up under or maybe slightly above for some of the people who play it, golf. Me and you both know. We play golf. We try to play golf at least.
We try to play golf
once every weekend, and boy, is it tough.
I mean,
nothing. And after playing it now, I have nothing but respect for these guys who actually go out there every week and play in a tournament. I mean, like it's insane.
There's so much technique to it, and it takes so much time to perfect it.
Exactly, and it's the same thing with baseball. There's so much technique that goes into the game. There's so much that you have to learn to perfect it that it's time consuming. It really is. You have to be dedicated to it. But yeah,
anyway, golf and baseball.
It's tough. Oh, yeah. But anyways, back to that. Braves are my pick, obviously.
You think the Braves are going to make it for the NL?
I think they'll run into somebody tough, as always, in the playoffs.
Who do you think it'll be?
Right now, if I had to say right now, I'd say Tampa Bay and Atlanta.
Tampa Bay and Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm talking about who's the Braves got to play to get in.
Oh,
who's going to be the Braves and who's the other?
The Braves in the division. They'll get the bye because they'll win the East and they'll get the bye to the next round. They won't play the wild card. They'll go to the division series and probably play LA or Arizona.
I think it'll be LA again.
Dude, Arizona's hot right now, man.
They are. But
Arizona's good this year. And I don't really think anybody was expecting that, to be honest with you, but Arizona's good.
Yeah, but I think they're the team that got hot a little too early. They won't be able to carry it. I think it'll be the Dodgers and the Braves playing.
I'd love to see Arizona, though, because
it's something new, something
I'm
different.
sick of seeing the freaking Dodgers. I'm sick of them going to it and blowing it every year. They won their little Mickey Mouse ring in 2020. They got that. They got their little fake COVID year World Series ring. Great. Congratulations. You won a ring pop.
A ring pop.
But no.
I think it'll be LA and the Braves. I don't really know.
But the Braves will get by them. Easy. Easy.
You think so?
Yes. The Dodgers aren't that good. Everybody thinks that, they got all this firepower. They got all these big names. They're spending all this money. They're not as good as everybody thinks they are. And the Braves have proved it. 2021, they proved it, and they beat them.
Yeah, they did.
2020, they almost proved it when they went up 3-1 and then blew the lead. That was sad to watch.
Atlanta.
But the Braves are good right now, and as a fan, it's awesome to watch it. It's so nice to be able to say, my team that I root for is winning. It's so nice to say that. It is,
because we went for so long.
Oh my gosh.
Long.
Seems like when Chipper retired in 2012.
It just went.
It kind of just went.
Well, he retired, and Bobby Cox retired, and they brought in Freddie Gonzalez of all people.
The third base coach at the time for the Marlins brought him in.
It's like he was the manager.
He was the manager. Yes, he was the manager.
Because him and Dan Ugla came over and, just completely disappointed everybody. From Mississippi to North Carolina was disappointed.
Dan Ugla, 2011 was his first season with the Braves. He batted somewhere in between 275 to 286, something like that, with 36 homers, a little over 100 RBIs. And everybody was like, oh, okay. So he's going to be, he's just doing what Dan Ugla was doing He was doing what he was doing in Miami. Well, then after that, he slowly started to decline to mediocre.
I mean, it was like a steady.
I wouldn't actually say slowly. I would say pretty rapidly. It was fast.
Oh man, we got Dan Ugla. That's
Yeah, it was nice. It was like that's a
Chipper's
good
gone. That might be a good replacement. I mean, Miami was trash when he was there, but. I mean, so was the Braves during the 70s and 80s when they had Necro and Dale Murphy. But it's Necro and Dale Murphy.
Yeah.
So Ugla comes along, they disappoint, and then he just just loses it. I mean, absolutely loses it.
You know who was also a bad pickup those years? B.J. Upton. Oh, excuse me. Melvin Upton Jr.
Melvin Upton Jr.
Yeah,
How did we get to BJ?
I don't even know. But that dude, he was garbage. And how Jason Hayward won 3 Gold Gloves while Atlanta is beyond me. Because he's really not that good. I didn't think he was that good at all.
When you don't have that many good players around you, and it's kind of easy to be the show-out star. Isn't that when Freeman came along, though? Didn't Freddie come along sometime during that?
Freddie and Jason Hayward came up along the same time. Jason he got his rookie debut in 2010. And then Freddie got his rookie year debut in 2011.
Hit that home run his first at bat.
Yeah, he sure did. And I feel like that was pretty much the highlight of his career in Atlanta.
Well, there's only one way to go when you do that.
Dude, the Cubs let him go, right? Well, I think he's still with LA now. But the Cubs let him go. And basically what they told him is you're terrible. And we don't want to pay you this money anymore.
That's rough. That is rough.
Like, come on.
But yeah, it's finally good to see the Braves do it again. I mean, they've always kind of been the team of the East, but I mean, there's not a ton of competition. I mean, the Mets had their little run, the Phillies had their run.
A little quick thing on the Mets, real quick. They spent over $800 million this offseason. $800 million. And not a dime has been shown on the field. They are just crumbling. Hayden, I know you're going to be watching this. I'm sorry, buddy. I know you're a Mets fan. But that organization, he'll tell you of anybody, that organization is garbage.
Who's a Mets fan?
Hayden.
Why?
Well, his dad used to work in the organization as an athletic trainer.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're
Makes
big.
Sense.
Yep, they're big Mets fans, but anyways, they are crumbling. It's terrible. Poor management going on with that organization. I expected the Mets to win the East this year after going and getting some big names like Justin Verlander. Yeah. Like names like that, I was just expecting them to win, and they are not doing that.
Well, so what do you do as team owners or whoever's got the final call when you sink all this money into these teams, going and getting these players? I mean, you're millions and millions of dollars, and you're at the bottom of the pile, consistently, either middle of the pack or bottom every year. How do you what do you do? I mean,
you freak out. You panic because
I know those people have so much money; it's unfathomable. But you're still throwing away millions of dollars, and we're not winning. We're not getting into the postseason. Do they even put anybody in the All-Star game?
The Mets, I think they put in Pete Alonso, their first baseman. I don't really watch the All-Star game anymore because, in my opinion, it's not as exciting as it used to be. But anyways, I just, as a team owner, I wouldn't know what to do. I'd panic. I'd be like, this totally went the opposite direction of where we thought it was going to go, and now we're hundreds of millions of dollars in the hole with guys who suck, who are not producing, who can't stay healthy. It's like, what do we do now?
That's my thing.
And yeah, we can trade them, but guess what? We're still paying their salary.
Yeah.
Just because that team picked up their contract doesn't mean we're not paying. We're still paying them money. We're paying them to play against us now. So, but I don't know. The Mets organization is really just going to crap.
So what do you think it takes to get one back on track? I mean, eventually it has to turn around. The Braves have had everybody's had their downturns. And they have to come back. I guess except for people like Miami,
I just think you got to start at the bottom. What a lot of what just basically everybody does is invest into the younger development. Invest into your farm system. Invest into more of these minor league guys. Start going out and drafting these top college guys, and then just invest in that. And then it's going to take 5 years. It's going to be a while before they get up there, but in the long run, it's going to work out.
Yeah.
Just like the Braves did. The Braves they invested in the younger development since like 2010. Now it's 10 years later, but look where we are now.
Yeah, they got a World Series at the top of the league.
Exactly. It takes time.
I think they got a heck of a manager too.
Who, the Braves or the Mets?
Snitker. Yeah, Brian. I mean, Bobby Cox retired, and that was their guy for years. And
well,
so things are always going to be a little unstable between that transition of somebody that was the face of the franchise that brought so much stability that people had loyalty to, and he leaves, and then you got a guy that nobody really bought into. It's like
I don't think he was a manager from the get-go. I always seen Freddie Gonzalez more as like an assistant. I don't see him as being the head. I don't see him being the manager. I don't see that.
That's what he went to doing after he left the Braves.
He went back to Miami and became the third base coach.
Yeah, third base coach.
Yeah.
Not third base coach.
Well, you had Don Mattingly as your head coach, as your manager. But Snicker was always staying in AAA, running Gwinnett, being the manager of Gwinnett. And then they brought him up, and I don't see any reason to make a management move until he says I'm done.
Nah, I think that's your guy until he decides, all right, I'm ready to go to the house.
Yeah,
time to go play some golf, catch some fish.
That's right.
But I think that's your guy. He's brought stability.
Oh yeah, I love Snick.
I think the buy-in's there. The fans love him. The players, buy into what he has, he's teaching. So that's your guy. I think he does at least one more World Series before he hangs up the towel. I think.
And possibly, I really,
it may be this year.
I really think it'll be this year.
It might be. I kind of lean that way. I'm always scared to say it because I don't want to be disappointed.
I don't want to be disappointed or jinx them. But yeah, I got a good feeling about this season. I really do.
Yeah, they're hot.
The way that it's been going.
They're hot. They look good. But anyway. Did you see that video I sent you this week? The guy, the influencer, I don't even remember his name, ego lifting, back squatting, and failed the rep, and the spot broke his neck and killed him.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I did.
Man, that is unbelievable.
To segue into weightlifting, I don't understand you ego lifters out there. And I'm not really, I'm taking a shot at you, but I'm not trying to do it in a mean way. Swallow your pride. Swallow it, man. There's no reason for you to be doing weight that you physically cannot pick up. You're going to hurt yourself. And in that video, the guy goes down, he falls over forward, bam, neck snap. The weight lands on his neck.
You can see how his vertebrae separates in his neck.
It's disgusting.
And the spotter, man, that guy's just as much at fault as anybody else, because it's like nobody's ever been taught. You haven't been taught how to lift safely. If you have, you completely ignored it. But I mean, you let that guy die. If a guy fails at the rep on a squat, and you need to have the spotter, the safety bars up to begin with.
Oh yeah, they didn't even have the safety bars on.
But you should at least shove that guy into the rack so he at least falls on the floor instead of
he may still get hurt, but at least he's alive and he's not dead now.
Yeah, but come on, guys,
just swallow your pride and lift smartly and safely.
I mean,
stop.
You ain't doing nothing but killing yourself. You just hurt yourself.
Here's a fun fact: Arnold never lifted with a dumbbell heavier than 45.
That's what Tom Platt says. We can't prove that. But Arnold does can barbell curl
275. Yeah. By the way, if you
Wow.
have not watched the Arnold documentary on Netflix, please give it a watch. Please do. I promise you, when you're watching that first episode, you want to get up right then and go
Right
lift.
then and go to the
You
gym.
did. He
I
actually did.
I finished the first episode. I was like, you know what? I've been really going through the motions at the gym, but not today. I put on my shorts.
This man texted me about it. He said, dude, just watch the first episode of Arnold. I'm going to the gym now.
Go to the gym, you forehead.
Go to the gym, you forehead. Don't you scream at me.
But the thing, I didn't know that before Arnold had ever started acting, that he was so involved in real estate and was
I didn't
like
know that either.
a very successful
Oh,
businessman.
do we expose that for them? If they haven't seen it?
Oh,
Ooh.
go watch it.
Sorry, go watch it.
Go watch it.
It is awesome. It really is. It's great.
It will motivate you because he's a true example of somebody
It came from nothing.
Lived the American dream,
and worked his butt off
and worked
to
for
have everything that he has.
because he's seen there was so much opportunity here in this country, even with the problems we have. He's got it done.
He has.
He's like, you know what? I'm coming over here and I'm going to win.
But back to you ego lifters.
Yeah, we're going back to that. Circle back.
Stop. Swallow your pride and lift smart and safely. Stop. Just stop. You're gonna end up killing yourself or hurting yourself. Things can easily go wrong just like that in a weight room or in a gym.
Yeah, it don't take long.
Especially when you don't know what you're doing. And that's okay. It's okay to not know what you're doing. When I first started lifting, I didn't know what I was doing. But thankfully, I had this guy right here to show me what to do. And also my dad to show me what I need to do. But just look it up. There's so many exercises and lifts. And there's so many influencers out there who show you how to do it. How to properly do it without hurting yourself. Watch it, listen to it, write it down, take notes. Please, just stop going to the gym because you see some fine girl walk around the corner. You think you got to load up another 45 on each side. Well, guess what, smart A? Now you're sitting at the house with a broke leg. Now what do? Sorry, jokers.
Whew.
Yeah, I got a little heated. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, a little heated. But I think the biggest question people ask, and I know I've been on this kick before, is powerlifting and bodybuilding. I think now, since we've given up sports, we've kind of leaned into that side of bodybuilding more.
I feel like bodybuilding is making that comeback like it was back in the 70s and 80s when you watch all these old documentaries of that. I feel like it's coming back. Everybody wants to be a bodybuilder now. But that powerlifting, it's not about physique. It's just about how much weight you can move.
It's about moving still.
It's about proper technique. So is bodybuilding, but it's more about proper technique and how much weight you can move. And if that's what you're into, that's okay. I don't care. You're lifting weights. I love that. I influence that. Go lift weights. Everybody in this world should lift weights.
Everybody needs to lift.
But
it
if you're going
so much,
bodybuilding is more into your diet. Yes, lifting is important, but diet, I feel like, is more important in bodybuilding than it is the actual lifting.
Yeah. When it comes to physique, that's where a majority of your energy almost has to be at, is in with what you're consuming, what you're drinking, what you're eating. You can't eat trash and expect to go to the gym and outwork a bad diet. You cannot do it.
I heard that somebody say this a while. I can't remember the guy's name, but it was on Instagram. He said, you know where your six-pack starts? It starts in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. That's where it starts. It does. It starts by what you eat. What are you putting into your body? How many carbs? How many calories? That's where it starts. And also, whether you're doing powerlifting or bodybuilding or just lifting to just lift. Protein.
From natural sources.
Yes.
First.
Yes.
Supplements are great.
They're
convenient.
I like supplements, but I like just good old fashioned chicken, steak, shrimp, pork, fish, protein, natural. If you can, mix in supplements every now and then. A little creatine.
Almost forgot.
Daggum creatine.
Yeah, don't. That's if you're bulking.
Yeah.
If you're somebody like me, it's tough to take creatine because you're going to swell up, you're going to be bloated.
It's just water weight.
There is a time for it. That time's coming up. We're getting close to
We are getting close. We are getting close to bulking season.
It is on the way.
I love bulking season.
Oh yeah.
Lift heavy, and you're just eating mass amounts of creatine. I love it. What's so funny?
The old producer, you know how he is. He'll just wander in here. He does the most god awful.
We have a producer. His name is Caden, and he just Skeeter is what everybody called him in high school. But he just wanders in here, just unannounced, and Caleb got tickled by it on that one.
My bad. You can't say my name.
Oh, that's right. Skip. Sorry.
Just like bulking season, you know what else is on the way? We can't go a whole episode without talking about it.
What's that?
You can't go a whole episode. College football.
That's right, baby. We are so pumped about this.
We are in August. We are in August. There's college football coming up this month.
I can almost smell it.
Smell it. We watch it on TV. How are you supposed to smell it? I guess what you do in your private life is your business. Anyway, college football. And all the topic right now
is conference movement.
It's unbelievable.
It's insane.
It is way. I got
a feeling Skip is about to get hot about this.
Man, it's getting out of control because the Pac-12 this week lost more teams.
Shocker.
I mean, so first, it's unbelievable. First, you have your powerhouses leave. Your classic teams, USC, UCLA, they're leaving. They're going to the Big Ten. Those are your two biggest, probably money-making teams that you got. And then Oregon
and Washington
are also leaving.
Good grief.
Who else is leaving? Who else we got? Arizona State leave too?
Oh, yeah.
They left. Who's even left?
Arizona's going to the Big 12.
Yeah. Arizona and Arizona State. Who's even left?
There was Washington State, Oregon State. Ooh, good grief. Colorado's going to the Big 12 as well.
The Big 12? Colorado's leaving too?
Colorado's going with Arizona and Arizona State to the Big 12. I mean, they didn't announce it together. Colorado announced it first, but they're going. It was Oregon State, Washington
It's
State.
Oregon State, Stanford, Cal and Washington State are the only schools left. Who even cares that California even has a football team anymore?
Dude,
this is unbelievable.
The Pac-12 is worse than like Conference USA or the Sun Belt.
The Sun Belt has better football than the Pac-12 does now. How do these people that are leading this conference allow this to happen? It's just like all of a sudden one day as all the teams made a phone call, you know what? We are done with you, George Kliavkoff. We are done with you. You suck. You can't run the conference. None of us are on TV. We're not making any money. We're all leaving. We're all leaving. How do you allow that to happen? You got 4 teams. What are you going to do? Nobody's even coming to your conference. Not even the teams that can probably make it in a Power 5 conference that are in a non-Power 5. They're not coming to you. They're like, man, no.
I got 3 words to explain all this.
Quit your job.
George
Kliavkoff, quit your job.
I feel like George Costanza could run a better conference than you could.
This is unbelievable. Teresa Gold, quit your job. Miss Deputy Commissioner Quayshawn Lockett,
quit.
Chief People and Inclusion Officer. What does that even mean?
That nothing.
You're too busy adding pointless positions. Your teams are leaving. Now you don't even have a conference. Quit your job. The people that hire these people after this, fire them already. Fire them.
The Pac-12.
George Kliavkoff, quit your job.
I think they're going to lose their jobs because the Pac-12 is about to.
I mean, they can't.
Cease to exist.
They cannot keep going. They got 4 teams, 4 trash teams.
Who cares about Cal and Washington State?
I mean, Stanford had their little run for like that 1 year. Quit your job. Quit your job.
But here's the thing. I just don't feel like these teams are taking into consideration of what's going on. When these football teams move conferences, their other sports are moving as well. You're not taking, like, how do they feel about it? Like, can we get
Are they moving though? Because you got Notre Dame that's independent in football, but everybody else is in the ACC. So is it just football that's doing it?
I mean, they could do it. I mean, if Notre Dame can do it, they can do it. But, I mean, I don't see why not. You don't just move I feel like if a team is moving conferences, every single thing that they do should be involved in that conference when it comes to sports.
I do too. Everybody should be
united. The Notre Dame situation baffles me.
Yeah, I'm so sick
You're going to be in the ACC in every sport except the ACC. You can't compete in the ACC. You'd be winning it every year pretty much if you were just playing it. Oh, God, I swear. Notre Dame. You suck.
They're too scared. That's all it is. I don't
suck.
understand why. I mean, they can keep their rival games.
Is Marcus Freeman still the head coach, the old DC? Did he take
I don't know, because he kind of done crummy last year.
Yeah, you know what, Marcus? You suck too, dude. All right? You suck. You're the legend of Notre Dame, the old school team. That history that you have is just crumbling because you suck. Oh, we went 11-1 this year. We only lost once. Well, let's put them in the playoff. Well, who do they meet? They meet a 4-ranked Clemson and lose by 40 or 30. They don't. Notre Dame doesn't deserve anything.
He's still the head coach this year.
Yeah, Marcus, you suck. Quit your job.
I don't know if I'd call that early on him. He's had 1 year.
I don't care. Quit your job.
1 year. You got to give the guy a little bit of a chance. You can't be like everybody else that's barking, fire the head coach after one tough season.
I'm sorry, Marcus. But if you don't get it done next year, quit your job.
But what's going to happen to the Pac-12? Are they done?
It's going to see. Gone.
I mean, it's gone.
It's gone at this point because all these teams are leaving after this year. It's not like it's going to be a few years down the road where they can try to figure something out. They got this year to figure something out while the season's going on.
And what are they going to do? Nobody wants to watch them.
No.
Nobody cares to watch any of these teams except maybe USC.
I'm going to tell you right now, the Pac-12 was never good anyways.
No.
It was never good.
No, everybody's always overhyped.
You always had one team that was good out of the whole bunch. It was never just a dominant conference like the SEC.
No, like the SEC. I mean, everybody's pretty much. All the other conferences usually only have one dominant team. I know the Big Ten has Michigan and Ohio State, but Michigan,
teams,
who are we kidding?
But you got teams like Penn State. You got teams like Iowa. You got teams like Michigan State if they can. You got teams like that can upset you easily and real fast. So there's still competition there.
All these Pac-12 teams are just garbage.
Speaking about the Big Ten, have you seen that FSU and Clemson are thinking about going to?
I've seen that. I don't like it. I think they need to stay in the ACC.
Dude, there's like
I mean, that keeps the ACC kind of competitive. If they leave, it's about like just having another Pac-12, just a bunch of nobody.
There was like an insane number like for the payment that FSU and Clemson's gonna have to make to leave. Yeah. Because under their contract, they're gonna have to quit and then give the ACC that fee and then leave. It was an insane amount. But
I don't think they need to do that. I think they get just as much. I don't understand all this conference movement all of a sudden.
I don't either.
I know money's at the root of it, TV time's at the root of it, but I think Clemson and Florida State can get the same amount of money and TV time in the ACC as they can everywhere else. I would like to see a FSU in Georgia as a kickoff to the season 1 year.
It's actually going to happen. Look it up. It's actually in a few years.
Is that still?
They
feel like that was supposed to be
planned this out.
25.
They planned this out like almost 10 years ago. But
Yeah.
it is actually going to be a kickoff. It's like
But-
something like 2028 or something like that. It was a weird year, but I mean,
I'd like
we're
to see
getting
that
there.
one day.
But,
I really would like to see that one day.
FSU, we have, you know who we kick off against next year? You can correct me on this if I'm wrong, because it might be the year after, but I'm pretty sure it is next year. Alabama. We got Bama again. We got LSU this year too again, and that's going to be tough. LSU's good. They gave us a fight last year, and we squeaked it out. But is it next year against Bama?
Oh,
2024? It's either 2024 or 2025. I can't remember.
It says Georgia Tech, August 24th.
Of 2024? That's right. We're playing in Ireland, so it's 25. It's got to be.
Oh, it is in Ireland.
Yeah, we're playing in Ireland.
We're playing Tech in Ireland. You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see Georgia Tech be good again. What is it going to take? They haven't been good since Bobby Dodd was there. They had that fluke year where they won the national championship when they were running the option.
Paul Johnson.
But Hell Southern, by the way, that's where
right.
he came from. What does it take for them to be good again and for them to be relevant and to make Georgia and Georgia Tech rivalry relevant again?
I will say this: 2 years ago, they had the best running back in the nation, Jameer Gibbs.
Yeah.
And then he transferred to Alabama.
Yeah, because it's a better opportunity to probably get drafted.
I just don't see Georgia Tech becoming a powerhouse. Let's be honest here. They're like Vanderbilt. They're more of a.
They are more.
They're more of an academic school. They're not really sport. Like, yeah, we have sport. It's like, oh, we're based on our academics, but oh yeah, we do have sports. Yeah, sure, yeah, we got it. But do they really invest into it and care about it as much? I'm sure they do, but it just doesn't seem like it.
Not really, because they probably get just as much recognition for their academics.
Oh yeah, Georgia Tech is a well-known academic school.
As they do. I mean,
but
football is a great revenue stream. So
it can
you
be.
think they would,
but it's just
pour into that a little bit.
I just don't. Nobody wants to go to Georgia Tech. I mean, if that's what the best offer he gets on the table,
I don't think they can get in. I think the academic requirements are so astronomical. It is tough to get in.
But I just don't see Georgia Tech being anything. If Florida State and Clemson does leave the ACC, who do you have left other than North Carolina?
I was going to say North Carolina.
That's it. Miami sucks.
Wofford.
Miami comes out every year just like Texas says, we're back, we're back.
Overrated.
And guess what? The U goes from here to here.
I mean, quickly.
And you go from here to here very fast.
You get North Carolina and Wofford. That's your...
Wofford?
Yeah.
Wake Forest?
Wake Forest, not...
Yeah, correction. We don't mean Wofford.
I don't know why.
You know who played at Wofford? Kevius Johnson. Coach Johnson. Sorry, that's a random. It's just a guy that coached football here at the high school that we both knew.
Yeah, let's move on.
Hey, dude, he was a dominant running back there.
It's Wofford. I can probably go and be a dominant running back at
Dude, it's still a D1 school.
It is. Wofford. Yeah.
Anyways, Wake Forest.
They have the same colors.
Wake Forest just lost their head. They just lost their top player, their quarterback, Sam Hartman. He went to Notre Dame, didn't he? Yeah,
How long has he been in college?
Dude, forever.
It's
like we got another Stetson Bennett here. I swear.
I mean, he's been in it for almost nearly a decade. They call those people doctors.
He was in the same class as Justin Fields in high school.
Oh, wow.
Yes. He was the same quarterback class with Justin Fields. And Jake Fromm. Or no, not Jake Fromm. Justin Fields. Sorry.
Yeah, Justin Fields come a year after. Mm-hmm. But...
No, correction. Wow. It was Jake Fromm. Because it's on QB1 Highlights on Netflix.
Oh.
They were all in that first season, that first episode or whatever, first season. But yeah, he was in that same class. But yeah, it seems like he's been there forever.
Speaking of Stetson, did you see that thing about Sony Michel retiring?
Won 2 Super Bowls.
They both played Georgia at the same time.
Sony was there. He was maybe a junior or senior by the time Stetson got there. And then Sony went on to the NFL, of course, and won 2 Super Bowls, was a part of 2 Super Bowl teams. He was a Pro Bowler, I think. I could be wrong about that.
I don't know.
It was something like that, and then he retired, and while Stetson was still in college. I don't want to get. I really don't know if we got enough time for me to get on my opinion.
No, he's
Bennett.
retiring now. Because I think they're both on the Rams. And I think he's either retired or he's going to retire after this season.
I don't. Do we have enough time for me to get on my view of Stetson?
Rant. Sound off. How about that?
So let's start this back a little bit further. So Stetson came from Pierce County, Georgia, which is...
I mean, it's right over the river from us.
If any of you people who are watching are from Pierce County, I'm sorry, but I don't like you because you're from Pierce County. And y'all seem to have this attitude that you're better than everybody. Same people from Ware County. By the way, shout out to Coach Jamie Ammons of the high school baseball team. You suck. But anyways, you're from Pierce County. I don't like you. You're from Ware County. I don't like you. But Stetson's from there. He's just always seemed like he's got this cocky attitude because he's a 5'10" quarterback trying to play D1 college football. Like, okay, that whatever. But he's the biggest douchebag in the world. Stetson, screw you, man. Nobody cares about you. You played college football for 7 years. Move on. Move on with your life. Oh, he won back-to-back national championships. But did he really? Did he win it? Really? Did he? Or was he just on the team? I don't care. Whatever. Yeah.
I mean, he kind of led the team.
Whatever. I'm not saying that he's not good at the game because even his high school coaches will probably tell you he was good at the game, but they probably hated dealing with him. But I don't like him as a person. I don't. He seemed like the biggest douchebag in the world when I could literally go over there and flick him and he'd probably cry. But I just don't, I can't stand him. I hate Stetson Bennett. Whatever, he's making millions of dollars in NFL, congratulations. But you suck as a person. You need to figure it out, find the Lord, do something. I don't know, man. But you just are terrible as a person. Whew. I could go further, but I'm going to cut myself off.
You done?
Yeah.
You done with Stetson? You done attacking Stetson?
I don't care. I don't like him. Sorry, Joker. Pierce County.
We're just searching around a little bit because there's been a lot of talk about, or probably really reliable sources about people with high chances of making the playoffs this year, and we keep seeing
Texas.
Horns
up, baby. We're back.
Texas.
We're back.
You've been saying that since Vince Young graduated.
And guess where that's got you?
You know
nowhere.
You know how many national championships you've won since then?
0.
None.
You went 1 year with Colt McCoy in 09, and guess who beat you? Nick freaking Saban, baby.
Alabama. You lost to the SEC, the conference you're going to come to and claim you're going to be competitive in. You lost.
Like, oh, we just picked up.
How many years do we do
What's his name?
this?
Archie? Is it Archie, man?
Just Arch. Archie is the grandfather.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We picked up Arch Manning. Oh, congratulations. That's one guy. That's one player.
You need 11 to play the game.
I will say they did just pick up Adonai Mitchell from Georgia.
Really?
He transferred to Texas. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, man.
I mean, A.D. Mitchell's a starter. Why did he leave? It's got to be an NIL deal.
100%.
It's got to be something ridiculous like that.
I'm sure a Texas school.
Oh, there's oil money.
Somebody offered him something better than what he was getting at.
There's oil money.
The friggin' college football is basically the NFL now.
Pretty much.
Like, honestly, before NILs and everything, kids were planning to go pro because they wanted to go make that money playing the sport that they love. They wanted to go do that. Well, now in college, they're making almost close to that money for playing the sport that they love. Like, why? What's the point of even going pro anymore? I feel like you're taking that away by adding the NIL. I mean, I understand. Don't get me wrong. Kids sport, it's hard for those collegiate sports. It's hard to be a student and play it at the same time. It's
Well,
tough.
I think so. They sell. I mean, the school sells jerseys with their names on it. I mean, they used to be on the football game when they had it.
Well, it's coming back.
It is coming back.
They're going to put their names on there.
Well, the
now
NIL is here, so they can pay them for it. I think they need to be compensated a little bit.
I do, because it is tough.
It is kind of like the Wild West, and like there's not really any regulations on it. So we need to kind of rein that in a little bit.
Yes, we do need to put some restrictions and some limits on there. That gymnast from LSU, Livy Dunn, she makes like over $1 million.
Yeah.
Like, why even go to school anymore? I mean, I would go just enough to pass my classes just so I could keep that NIL money. But she's like, she was on Sports Illustrated on the cover. She's my age. I was like, what is going on here? But I agree with you. I feel like there needs to be some restrictions and some limitations on getting that money. Like,
there needs to be something there because it's kind of a little out of control right now. It's just
I feel like
money everywhere. Miami still can't win, even though now they can legally pay players. What's your problem?
He ain't been good since Dwayne Johnson was playing for him.
And he wasn't even that integral part of the team.
No, Ray Lewis was.
Yeah. But, I don't know. It's just, back to the Texas thing. It's just.
Horns down.
Yeah.
Horns down. Y'all suck.
So, briefly, before we have to sign off here, let's circle all the way back to Coach Prime.
Yeah.
How do you think he does this year?
Dude, at the very least, 8-4.
8-4?
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty tall. I think he's going to have more of a 7-5.
Let's be honest
500 year.
Let's be honest here. He just brought in a lot of talent. He's got guys coming from all over the country to come play with him. Talking 4-star, 5-star guys. And he's playing in the Pac-12.
No, he's moving. They're moving too, ain't they?
After this season. They're still in the Pac-12 right now.
That's right.
Yeah. They're still in the Pac-12. They're playing in the Pac-12. Think about that. I'm sorry, people. I'm going to be biased here, but they're playing in the Pac-12. At the very least, he goes 8-4.
I want to look at their schedule. I mean, they still got to beat. I mean, who do you think they play?
They got.
Who do you think the conference champions are of that conference this year?
I like USC. I like USC winning it.
Who do they play?
Utah.
That's probably right.
I could see that again. Utah's been pretty good lately.
Yeah, they're
in my opinion, they've been deserving of a playoff shot these past few years.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like let's give it to them. Put them in there. Let's see what they got. Let's see if they can.
I mean, y'all put TCU in there, and we had to watch that friggin' massacre. 60 points.
That was the quit your job, Sonny.
Sonny, quit your job. High school or college football playoff committee. Quit your job. 60 points. They didn't belong. They did not belong there. You could watch them the entire year, and they didn't belong. They didn't even win their conference.
They did.
And that's a weak conference. I thought Kansas State beat them.
No, TCU came back.
Still, you almost lost against Kansas State. Anyway.
Because if they'd have lost, they'd have been in the playoff.
Wait,
no. Were they undefeated going into that and then won? Or
I think they got beat by one team. And I think it was Kansas State beat them.
So that was their one loss on the year? And then they still got put in over Kansas State? Because that shouldn't happen because the Big 12 gets an automatic bid.
I think they lost a game last year. It may not have been in the conference championship, but they lost a game last year.
But who was it to? Look up their schedule. They didn't deserve it though. I don't care what I don't care what their record was.
They were 13-2 overall.
13-2.
That don't make any sense. Well, they won a playoff game and then lost to the National.
Yeah. So they were.
Why can't I scroll back
But
anymore?
who? Hang on.
I think it was Kansas State that beat them.
So they were 11-1 going into it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kansas State beat them.
In the regular season, though,
I think
they
so.
didn't. They Kansas State lost in the title game in the Big 12 championship. They lost. I think they were 11-1 going into it. Won 12-1. Won the playoff game.
Why does it show me
13-1.
all the games from? What year is it? It's 23.
It was 22.
Why
last
does
year
it
was
show
20.
me all the games from 21, but only 2 games from 22?
I don't know. You may have to go to ESPN.
I'm pretty
We're sorry.
sure.
We're sorry, folks. We're just really we really want to know the answer now.
I'm pretty sure TCU lost a game.
I think they lost the game in the regular season, but they didn't lose to Kansas State in the Big 12 championship. Because if they'd have lost, they wouldn't have been in the playoff. Even if they didn't have a loss or not.
They lost the championship game. December 3rd. TCU versus number 13,
They
Kansas
did
State.
because
They
Max
lost.
Duggan, their quarterback, went in the press conference and he was crying.
What a sack.
Yes, yeah, what a sack. He didn't.
What a sack.
Yeah, that dude didn't own up.
That's
to
what I
anything.
thought. I swore. So, like, no, they should have never been where they were. That was ridiculous. It's like we
Anyways,
have
what were we
all
on?
these predetermined rules of the Big 12, they get a whatever. You
TCU
lost your conference
sucked.
championship against a weak
And
team.
then you get a chance. You make it to the national championship, but what happens? You lose by almost by 60 points.
60 points.
63-7.
Quit your job.
You got
Sonny
flat out
Dykes.
embarrassed on the biggest
Quit
stage
your
in
job.
sports. Anyways,
So you want to do a real quick, another top 4 ranking going into week 1?
yeah.
What you think?
Georgia 1.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State 2. Bama 3.
Who's that number 14?
That one's tough. It's really tough because I'm debating on 2 teams right now, but I'm going to say that 4 spot, I'm going to have to give it to USC.
You think so? Coming in?
Yeah. Because, I mean, once again, you know how these votes go. You know how it goes.
You
know
think
how
Bama's below, which 2 and 3, the top 4 is it's really hard to differentiate of who's the best out of those top 4 until they actually play.
I just like Ohio State number 2 because let's be honest here, without that missed kick,
Oh, they won.
yeah, Ohio State.
So
Ohio State controlled a lot of that game.
on the field, Ohio State won that game.
Oh yeah, but I mean on paper, Georgia won.
Who do you think these 5 and 6 teams are? I think Utah's number 5.
I'd give it to them.
I put Utah in at number 5.
Number 6.
Clemson.
Yeah, why not? I mean they're always up there to start the year. Let's
Let's go ahead and finish out the top 10. How about that?
Okay.
Little early rankings for top 10.
7, LSU. That's not bad.
7.
I
I
don't
think
think
these
that's bad at all.
3 right here, Utah, Clemson, LSU. I think all 3 of them are interchangeable at that for that
Oh,
number
yeah.
5 spot.
Oh yeah, they can.
The one of those 3 teams are probably the number 5 team.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be hard to
Who do you
pick.
think for number 8?
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Really?
Arkansas.
Arkansas at 9?
Arkansas at 9.
Who's number 10?
Who do we round out the top 10?
Oh my God!
And once again, everybody, we don't know what we're doing.
No,
We're just 2 idiots with an iPhone, an iPad, and a desk. Number 10. Who you got?
Number 10.
Rounding out the top 10. Rounding out the top 10.
dude, I feel like you're forgetting about Michigan, dude. Michigan's got to be in there, dude.
I forgot
They were in the
about
playoff last year.
Michigan.
Michigan's a contender.
I forgot about Michigan.
Michigan beat Ohio State, even though I think Ohio State is going to be higher ranked than them.
I got something. Hang on.
Let's put Ole Miss at 10.
Yeah, I'm about to change this a little bit.
Okay, hang on. We're changing it, folks.
Yeah,
sorry.
we're sorry.
Making a little correction here. Timeout.
I think Michigan's number 6.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yes, that does sound better.
We're going to do LSU at 7 again.
LSU at 7. I'd go
Clemson.
Yeah. I'd go Utah at 8, Clemson at 9.
Well, who's number 5 then?
Oh, yeah. Leave Utah there. Yeah, sorry.
I'll leave Utah right there.
Yeah.
And we'll see now after they play Florida. That'll be a good test.
That will be a good test.
That will be a decent test.
Yeah, it is in Utah this year.
So we're going to put Ole Miss at number 10. Who do you think's at the number 9 spot? What about South Carolina? Tennessee?
I'd go Tennessee. Why
Tennessee?
not start off the year? Put Tennessee
Number
at
9?
Yep.
They might be a little higher than that, actually. We'll put them
Tennessee just beat Clemson last year in the Orange Bowl, so would you put them higher?
Yes, I would.
We
Me
would,
and you will, because that
but
makes sense. But you know,
these
Georgia will
people
probably
who
come.
vote on it,
Georgia will probably come in
coaches
at
who
number
vote
4.
on it, no, they wouldn't. They'll be like, Georgia deserves to be number 10. Like, no, I'm sorry, but by the way it should work, don't knock them off. Don't put them down lower in the rankings until they're knocked off by somebody. And
Where do you put South Carolina at, though?
South Carolina
Right outside the top 10?
I'd say about 13.
You think so? They're that low? What about Arkansas? Where do you throw them at?
I'd throw them at 11.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What about 12?
Florida State.
You don't think they're a top 10 team yet? Or you think they got to prove themselves?
I think they got to prove something, and proving that, you've heard it here first, Florida State will knock off Clemson this year. In Death Valley. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure, yes, it is in Death Valley this year. Florida State knocks off Clemson at home. Or in Clemson. Oh, we're gonna go ahead and finish up at 25.
Let's go to 25. I think the next team's Tulane.
15. I like that.
I like Tulane.
I like Tulane.
I mean, they showed
promise for a non-Power 5 team to try to get up there. They show promise.
Help me fill the rest of this out, because that's a lot of teams to fill in.
That is tough. You know what? Go ahead and put South Carolina at 24. 24, 25. I see them being at the bottom, and they got to work their way
I
up.
put them at 13.
You did?
Yes.
Why?
I put them at 24.
You know, I feel like they're gonna have to work their way up.
What about 16 after Tulane? Who you got? You think?
Give me Washington at 6. No, Washington at 13. Sorry, correction. Sorry about that. Washington at 13. Give me Oregon at 16.
Oregon. I forgot about them.
Yeah, I always forget about them.
Oh yeah.
Do we put Colorado in the top 25 this year?
I think
Being
they're
that they
ranked.
get Deion, but how far do you put them up there?
23. I'm gonna put Texas at 17.
I like that. That's reasonable in my opinion.
OU at 20.
No, don't even put them in the
Really?
top. No,
You don't even want to rank them.
no, they don't deserve it.
App State 25.
I like that.
I like that too. App State.
I'd like to see Georgia Southern at 25 though.
One day,
I'd
I'm
love to see
waiting on
Southern in the rankings.
the Eagles to be ranked. I'm gonna put Coastal at 20.
I like that. Yes, Coastal is good.
How's North
18
Carolina
through-
been in the past few years?
I put North Carolina at an 18. I like that.
18.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put Wake Forest right behind them,
I like
even
that.
though they lost a quarterback.
21.
I know me and you were probably wrong. Notre Dame.
Oh yeah.
I think they're gonna put Notre Dame
in
about
the top
right
10.
there.
Where they put them at every year, the top 10.
Yeah, we're gonna put them. I think they're ranked, but they got to prove it.
Yeah. Coach Freeman still got some work to do. Freeman, I'm sorry about earlier about my statements. If you did watch this, I
22 and
apologize.
23. Who you got?
Colorado at 23. Just because you got Dion coming in, you're expecting high things out of him. So go ahead and put them in the top 25.
What about Iowa?
22. No. TCU.
You think so?
TCU
You think they
at
fall that far?
Yes. They got
they're
they got
even in
flat out embarrassed on
I
the
don't even think
biggest
they need to be
stage
in it.
of
They
it
got-
all right, but just a little correction here, people. So I'm gonna go from 25 and up. We got App State at 25, South Carolina at 24, Colorado at 23, TCU at 22, Notre Dame at 21. We're gonna be wrong about that.
Yeah, Notre Dame will be way higher.
Coastal at 20, Wake Forest at 19, North Carolina 18, Texas at 17. We'll be wrong about that one too, trust me. Oregon at 16, Tulane at 15, Washington at 13, Florida State at 12, Arkansas at 11, Ole Miss at 10, Clemson at 9, 8 is Tennessee, 7 is LSU, 6 is Michigan, 5 is Utah, and our top 4, starting from 1, is Georgia, Ohio State, Bama, and USC. That would be my top 25 right now, in my opinion. That's my top 25.
I think we will be wrong about Texas. We will be wrong about Notre Dame. They're probably going to be in the top 10 when it comes to the actual committee, people that know what they're doing, ranking. I kind of think South Carolina's higher than this. We'll see.
I just feel like they have to prove something.
Because to me, after about this line here, it's kind of irrelevant till probably about week 4.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. But anyway, week 3.
That's it.
Here we go. Episode 3, summing up.
Subscribe
Yeah,
to the channel, please.
subscribe,
So you can get
share.
notifications of when we're posting. Share us out there. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. I don't care where you put it at. Twitter. Share us. Help us to grow.
Yes. Columbia, sponsor us.
Please.
Sponsor us.
Please.
Yeti, sponsor us.
Man. Muscle Farm. Sponsor us. Please.
Anyway, folks, episode 3, subscribe. We're signing off. We'll see you next week.
The girl you love, she don't treat you right, Sean.